All right, Shalom. Salakia. Shalom. First and foremost, I give our praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kagadash. Double honors to the elders, the project great millstone, telling the truth and rule well. Peace, blessing, and citation. And I come out there, scatter abroad to the four corners of the earth, that's serving the truth and not true sincerity. To I say Shalom. As a mother, that's the brother in the Bible of Salakia. Coming to you another video in the spirit. I know this video basically gonna be about how we're in those times that the Bible spoke about, okay? And how do we know we're in those times? Because I'm gonna just grab the scripture right here. This is 2 Esdras 9:1. It says, "He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made." And what are some of those signs? I'm about to grab some. I'm about to read some. It says, "Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou will understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest." So, how do we know we're in the times that be spoken about in the Bible? Because the Lord just gave us, just told us about some of those things that are going to happen in the times that we know, in the times that we're in, so we know how to measure the times diligently. And it says, in verse 3, it says, when you see earthquakes and upwards of people in the world. And what has been happening? Basically from 2020 till now, it's been earthquakes in all over the world in different places. There's been earthquakes in places that has never had earthquakes before. Okay, and then upwards of the people, in other countries, there's been many uproars and riots and protests and all type of stuff going on. Here in America, they have their few of uproars and protests. Okay, but that's how you can also see what the time we're into. Okay, you can also see the Lord working. The Lord is setting that division amongst people and then stirring up the spirits in this place. Okay, let's say you also know what time we're in as well. I'm gonna grab this. This is First Thessalonians. I'm gonna just grab a point. Verse 3. It says, "For when they shall say peace and safety, then shall destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape." And what it's talking about? It's talking about when they say all peace and safety in this place, when they say everything is all good. Okay, and that's the type of, you can see this is what they're trying to push now, because like 3 years ago we was in a whole pandemic that shook the whole world. Okay, but what now? They implemented a little juicy juice. They basically implemented their MOTB. They got their system in order. They're just ready to fully establishment and go forward with it. But they got everything set to ready to roll. Okay, but they got people. They had people and still got people in that peace and safety mindset, like everything's all good. But people are starting to see through the BS, because the Lord is about to bring that sudden destruction. Okay, and people are able to see through Esau. They're able to see that some of these things that are happening are not just happening. Somebody has to be doing these things. Okay, and also another sign that we know the times we're into is the Lord is revealing who Esau is. Okay, he's allowing his tongue to fall upon himself, as the scriptures say, and the Lord is lifting up the skirt of this place. Okay, where everything that he has done over history is coming out, and people are whistleblowing and exposing exactly what is going on. Okay, that's also how you understand what times we're in too, because we understand that a lot of truth is going to start coming out towards the end of this thing, and that's what's happening. So we know that the times that we're in the end times, okay, and that we're almost out of here. But the times that the Bible has spoke about, is we're living in those now. And there's no ifs, ands, buts about it. Okay, because you can see it. Okay, that the ones who had a spiritual eye, the one that the Lord is blessed with his wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, you can see it. But it's getting to the point where you got regular people who can see it now too. Now it doesn't matter if they're not an Israelite. It doesn't matter because it's only for Israelites to know and to have this truth. But you can see how the Lord is stirring up the spirits and opening people's eyes. Okay, and with that going on, it is no question that we're in the end, because like you want to equate this world, people living in the matrix, but people are starting to unplug. I'm gonna grab this. This is Isaiah 13:12. It says, "I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir." And the reason why I brought this scripture is because you can see in the things that's going on why the Lord is going to make a man more precious than fine gold. I got a testimony to speak about. So, I was at work and a girl, she was telling me how basically how she got in trouble with the law and how she was worried and stuff like that, and telling me about the encounter that she had and how they was doing her. And she said these was big, hefty men that was basically having her way with her while she was going through where she was going through with the system. So me hearing that story was just had me meditating about how basically the scripture say, "Rise up, you daughters out of ease." I believe that's Isaiah 32. You careless daughters, how the Lord is basically starting to humble these women. Okay, and with him doing that, and that stuff start really getting real out here, these women are gonna be looking for protection. And you can kind of see that happening now. Okay. That in that day when all hell is breaking loose and they're gonna be seeking protection, how they're gonna need and want a man of the Lord. You can see how important that's gonna be, because the Lord is going to be dealing with his true believers, his true followers. Okay, he's going to be providing for them, and the women are going to want to have a taste of that. They're going to want that security. So you can see why the Lord is going to make a man more precious than fine gold. Because when all hell's breaking loose, we're going to be the only ones who's level headed and stable. So like, you'll bear with me, I can. So I care about that. I'm gonna grab this other scripture in Isaiah. This is this is Isaiah 29:6. It says, "Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder and earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire." This is another sign showing you how the Lord is visiting this place. Okay, by the storms that's been happening in this place and the earthquakes. Okay, this past winter, we had probably one of the coldest days that probably in history. Okay, and they said there's nothing never happened before. Then some of these storms that have happened, it's been some magnificent storms going on. Okay, even from the hurricane that happened down south, it was a lot of damage. Hurricanes, that's nothing to play with. But this past one was serious. Okay. And just that aspect, like the one the brother spoke on today, the weather's just all over the place. But you can see how that has something to do with the times we're in. Okay, that's how that's how another way you can measure the time diligently and understand that we're closer and closer to the end. Okay, so mainly we got to continue to keep watch. Okay, continue to keep watch, because with us living in these times, we got to make sure that we are doing our duty, which is being that watchman for for Israel and feeding the sheep and keeping them aware and keeping them on their toes. Okay. Because like I said earlier, any day stuff can pop up. Apostle Hart coined this year, the year that all the prophecies come to pass. So the hopeful year that all the prophecies come to pass, like it. So, it could happen. And then with this thing going on, you also see these nations coming against each other, what the scriptures talk about. There's just a lot going on. But I was about to say, with Biden, what's so-called, it came out that Biden, the one who blew up that pipeline over there in Russia. Okay, and I guess he's being investigated for that now. And I guess if it comes out that he has something to do with that he can be impeached for that. And Apostle Hart spoke and he said if he's impeached for that, they can have an emergency election and Donald Trump can get back in there. And if Donald Trump get back in there, he's basically going to speed up this agenda, because they spoke about saying if Donald Trump was to get back in office, he was going to implement the guillotines. So he could speed it up. So, but also something that the elder apostle spoke on was, we're not sure how much longer we have in this place. It could be a year, it could be another 2 years. Lord willing, it's not. But with that being said, we still understand that the times we are living in is the end times and the times spoken about in the Bible. And I'm going to glance this last scripture and I'm going to close out. This is Jeremiah 30:7. It says, "Alas, for the day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." Now, I'm bringing this scripture up because Jacob's trouble is going to be a time that has never been seen before, but it fully hasn't taken off yet, but you can see us heading in that direction. Okay, because it's things going on right now in the world, in the earth, that has never happened before. Okay, with these young people dying like this, people having a cardiac arrest, just a lot of different things going on that has never happened before, but it's going to get worse. And you can see it heading in that direction, okay? Like with the thing they get passed in Illinois is that certain crimes that you get in trouble for, you won't be arrested for, or you won't be prosecuted for. And eventually that's going to spread out to the whole country. Okay, they try something out in one area, then they move it to another. Okay, and then with the train derailment, if they got chemicals going around, like how you gonna be able to survive with stuff like that with these hazardous chemicals? So, like the things that are happening in this earth, in the world, has not happened before. Okay, but it's going to get worse, and it's going to really be the time of JT. So we have to prepare ourselves for that. We have to continue to measure times diligently, understand the times that we're in, and do what we need to do to prepare ourselves for it so we can be able to withstand in that day. So that's pretty much it. Lord, when this video was edifying, I'm going to close out by giving our praise to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Kakadash. Shalom.